For the first round of the Drift Masters Virtual Championship, we float out to an aircraft carrier for a drift competition. Yeah, you heard it right, an aircraft carrier. Returning from the finals of the 2021 season, this carrier requires high precision and commitment to achieve a high score. The short third gear straight leads into clip 1, where you're required to carry as much momentum as possible to fill clip 2. The wall here has been pushed back from the 2021 season, allowing the approach to this clip more fluid, making it easier to set you up for the inner clip in point 3. Maintain this arc and transition into the most difficult section yet, clip 4. This section requires big angle to slow the vehicle down, but this angle can make it difficult to judge the rear of the vehicle and the wall. Float the car out to the middle of the track and time the transition early into the final clip 5, which is crucial to completely fill the zone to the finish line. So going into qualifying for Drift Masters, it's a slightly different style of judging than what we're used to in VDC, for example. This particular round, they had only 2 judges, which, to be honest, I'm not really sure why they have 2 judges. I don't think there's enough people to spot all the potential mistakes and stuff with just with 2 judges. But either way, it was the same for everyone else. You know, there was 120 drivers for qualifying. There was like 13 groups. So we were lucky, we're kind of midway, so we can kind of read the first couple of groups to figure out where we stood. And heading into these 2 runs, I knew I had to push quite hard. You know, some people already had set 96-point runs. Some, you know, the biggest difference here, obviously, the first run is on the top and second one's on the bottom. And, you know, you can see the bit of angle differences in areas, and angle being pretty much the same between both. Heading into clip zone 4 here, you can see that we run a little wide and have a bit of an understeer in the bottom run, which is the second one. And we kind of wheel drop a little bit over the yellow line here around the last corner, which I don't think the judges would have spotted from their particular replay cameras. But either way, the first run was our better run, getting us a 93, which put us 5th in qualifying, which sets us up for our top 32 battles. And yeah, we just need to have really good momentum now into our top 32 battles. Just do what we usually do, good lead run, and just figure out the chase from that point on. So our first battle of top 32, we go up against Alan Carvin, who's from the UK, and like his name is also Alan, it's spelled differently, so that means we're not the same. Either way, he's an S14 Kooky, and I think this is my first time ever battling Alan. Not really sure what to expect here. He doesn't have a VDC license. We've never really competed in the same competitions before, so a bit of an unknown for me. And like I've said before, top 32 is probably like the most difficult battle you'll probably have to do all day, considering, you know, you've got the nerves, you've got the pressure from qualifying, and you know, this is where it matters, right? You're up against potentially a worse driver, should we say. Well, that's not always the case, but you know, the worse performing driver that day, that is. And so you're putting pressure on yourself to make sure you don't lose this guy, because you know, you have to make sure you win this one if you want to have any chance of moving on. So heading into this battle, Alan Carvin giving chase, and myself giving lead. And sure, all we have to do here is just do a really good lead line that we did in qualifying, and as we flick it in here, we do nice angle here, and Alan kind of takes a little shortcut on the chase position, but we're right out towards the walls. And as we get into the inner clip here, you know, Carvin behind us really following us nicely, dropping back a small bit here into this weird decel kind of clip 4 area. And as we transition into the final roundabout section, Alan gives a bit of a dive onto the door and then drops back off, but then works his way back up to our door across the finish line. Look, let's watch the replay camera of this, why not? So from this you know, drone camera, you can see Carvin in the chase position dropping from clip 1 really early, and kind of going up on the inside of my door, maybe too far up the inside of the car. And you know, when you watch the rest of this run, he does a pretty decent job just to match everywhere, but he's not really putting us under so much pressure that we're going to have to you know, take it to another level in this chase position. And as we now switch it back around, myself to give chase to Alan Carvin, and as we leave that start line, Alan spins the wheels off the start line, and as we flick in behind him here, we're just going to slot in behind and make sure we initiate nicely onto his door, but we can't because he runs a little wide, goes through clipping point 2, and we're at this point, I'm aware that I don't need to push super hard in the first corner. He's already made a mistake in the lead position, and so as we go through the intersection here, he runs a little on the inside. We give a nice little transition behind, and we just maintain the line that he has and the angle that he has all the way to the finish line. And I feel that was a pretty easy battle for us to try and confirm that win. And as we just watch it again from the drone camera, which I think is a nice camera view to see, in fact, he didn't even make the first auto zone. He barely even got it, and that explains why he probably ran super wide up towards that wall, which you're not expected to do. And we're just mimicking him here. We're just trying to like follow him and see what he's doing, and just adapting to what that is, and just match him the best that we can. This last outside zone here, you might have recognized in his chase run, he was quite inside, so we make sure we run a little bit wider there and run the same line as him. And yeah, that was enough for us to get the win of that battle, moving on into the top 16. A great battle with Alan Carvin, and we will hope to see him again at round 2 in a few weeks time when we are back again with Drift Masters. So for our top 16 battle, we go up against Brandon Gardner, who is a VDC driver as well. He's a VDC rookie driver, that is. And so Brandon is actually a fantastic driver coming from the US of A. You know what, like this guy, you know, he's got what it takes. He's driving an Obscura chassis, an Infinity Q60, but it's something that I wouldn't be unfamiliar with. It's quite similar to that of an Nissan 370Z, just with a longer wheelbase. So I understand quite a bit what that car is capable of, considering we finished 3rd place in VDC a couple of years ago in the 370Z, which would have a similar suspension geometry as this Q60. So yeah, this car is going to be quick, and we can't really give it any room. But luckily, we are leading in first. And because of that, it does allow us to set the pace, and it does allow us to do what we do best, which is that solid lead line that we always try and do from qualifying. And as we flick it in here, we do nicely wall run. We probably run a little wide there maybe, and we'll have to watch it from the drone camera after that. But Brandon's right there with us, and he's not really dooring us. You know, he's just matching our angle, he's matching our line. He's not doing anything crazy. We just get one wheel into the outer zone before we run a little wide on that box, a rectangular box that I use as a reference point. But we have a pretty nice line all the way to the finish line here, and Brandon is just right there with us. Let's watch this back from the replay of the drone camera, which I'm kind of curious to see exactly what Brandon was doing. And if I'm honest, I don't think Brandon was taking huge risk here. I think he was just doing what he needed to do to try and at least get it one more time. I don't think he was aiming to win this battle from the looks of this. He wasn't really trying to push us around the place. He was just trying to get a good clean chase run on us, put us under enough pressure so that we would have to do something special in the chase run. And yeah, look, he did a solid job here. You know, he's doing a pretty decent job all the way around here. He can't really complain that type of chase run. I knew I had to push hard here heading into this chase run, and to be honest, maybe I just pushed a bit too hard. I remember watching back the replay, and I feel like that I probably overdrove in his chase position, and I attacked a little bit too much when I shouldn't have. A little tap on the front wheel there, and maybe we sent him into the wall there. I'm not really sure about that. As we transition back here, and you can see I'm super inside. I didn't even make the outside zone. And as we transition here into the final outside zone here, clip 5, and we're right there with him. We're pushing him all the way to the finish line, way more aggressive than what he was in his chase position. But we're going to have to watch this from the drone camera again just to see that little bit more and see what went really down. And Brandon has a lovely initiation up against the wall there, and he's a really good line to clip 2. We give him a little tap. I feel like that tap didn't really send him into the wall, in my opinion. Judges probably viewed it that way. He runs a little wide here. I run super inside. He actually runs a little wide on the line there. But all the same, I should have been on the outside line, should have been following him regardless, but I wasn't. But we do attack across the finish line. And unfortunately, guys, that is where our battle for Drift Masters round 1 ends. We unfortunately get knocked out there. Not exactly what we wanted to do. We wanted to go a bit further, get that win. But yeah, Brandon doing a better job there. I overdrove. I underanalyzed his chase run, and I drove a bit too hard, and I made one simple mistake, mistimed that transition, and he ended up moving on into the grade. So unfortunately, getting knocked out in the top 16 in the first round of the Drift Masters Virtual Championship is not where we wanted to be. We always wanted to go for that win. And while I didn't get the win, my Product Academy esports teammate Reese Tattison ended up winning this first round, and he did it in dominant style. He was absolutely fantastic. He has a 100% win record now in Drift Masters, which I think is ridiculous. Of the all of the competitions that he personally competed in, or that he was allowed to compete in, he's won every one of them, and that is really, really impressive. So I'm absolutely delighted for him heading into this championship. It's obviously important for the championship race to get a good start of the season. We didn't get the start that we wanted. He did get the start that he wanted. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, give this video a like, make sure to comment down below what you thought of this round 1 of Drift Masters event. This carrier layout, I don't know, man, it's a bit crazy. I'm not sure if I like it, I love it, or if I freaking hate it. Other than that, guys, thank you so much for watching this video, and we will talk to you guys very, very soon.